coming to you from my much needed remodel job in my bedroom still. I'm so excited to get myself a home office. I cannot wait. It's so soon that it's going to be finished. But I wanted to come to you guys tonight because after last night's two Monday night team calls that I attended, I was just feeling so much like energy and positivity towards what my team can do, what you guys as leaders are capable of doing and probably don't necessarily see it for yourself. And that's actually the first and maybe really the only step you need to master to get yourself on the Punta Cana trip for free, if not sweeping the contest. It's a matter of believing in yourself. So many people look around and they're like, what is that person doing? How did they do that? How did they make that trip? How did they get that rank? How did they earn that cash? It really comes down to having so much belief in themselves about what it is that they have to offer, both on the products and the opportunity side, as well as what it is they see for themselves, the vision that they are going after, whether that's a rank or a trip or a specific amount of cash per month. They can see that for themselves without any doubts. And I already said this, but alongside having this product that they know that they can give to anybody and it's going to be life changing in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's smaller than others, but it's still going to be an up leveling of that person's life, which makes it super of what they might respond as, because we have to remember they don't know what we have. So it's normal for them to want to push back or say no or resist, but that's okay. It's nothing, doesn't mean anything against you. And it doesn't mean that it's no thank you forever. It's a no thank you for right now, or it's a ghosting for right now. But that's just an opportunity for you to show up again. So it really starts with that belief aspect, you guys. And I think about the quote that has been has been overly used over the years, but the one that says, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. It's the truth in both situations. Because if you have that belief that you can, you will make it happen. It has to be a really deep, true belief, though. It can't be, I think I can, with this open door to, well, maybe not. And if I don't, it's totally fine. That'll never get you the goal that you want. And it obviously can't be, I don't think I can. That's never going to. But it's this rock solid, I know I can. From that place, it is a matter of what do I have to do? And then it's doing it. When you leave the door open, it is what do I have to do? And I'll take a look at it and I'll think about it and maybe I'll do some of it and we'll see where that takes me. But I'm not doing that and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because, I just don't want my people to think I'm salesy. I don't want to be pushy. I'm not good. I'm nervous on the phone. I don't want to pick up the phone and talk to my downline. I don't want to put myself totally out there. I don't want to talk about all the products. I don't want to put myself out there about the opportunity because I don't want people to think I'm all about money. All of those learned mindsets, they're learned ideologies or belief systems that are actually pressed upon us as we're growing up, whether we like it or not, which is kind of a crying shame because once you're an adult, you're stuck with those things. And now it's on you and I to change that mindset and that belief system because you guys, so much of the stuff that we're taught as children are belief systems that aren't even true and they're ridiculously limiting to our lives, to what we are able to accomplish. Just think about how our parents, most parents, will really push a child to go to a 4-year college degree. Why? Because they've been taught that that's the safest route to some sort of established, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, safety for one thing. That's not the word I'm looking for, though. But an established safety net for their child so that it's like a sure thing, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous because going to college with a 4-year degree, even a PhD, and I'll talk about this in a second, is one of the least likely places to secure yourself as at any kind of level of income that is really going to give you a freedom-based lifestyle. It's never going to happen. And let me talk about the PhD. Like you would think, oh, well, surely if you get a PhD. No, the average PhD in the latest Forbes magazine, yearly income is $119,000 a year. That's after going to school for 10 years. That's $80,000 less than what I make that I don't need a college degree for. My downline, Joanna, making fabulous hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. No, nothing beyond high school, a high school diploma. That's crazy. You know what Joanna has? Ridiculous belief in herself. Nothing holds her back. She doesn't look at her friends list and go, well, I don't know if I want to send them a message about Plexus. I've never even talked to them. Nope. Joanna sends messages upon messages upon messages upon messages every single day out to all kinds of people. Because the more people you talk to, the more people you're going to get yeses from. It's just a numbers thing. And the ones who say no or not right now or ghost you, who cares? That doesn't mean they're unfriending you or you can never speak to them or they're thinking all this barrage of negative thoughts about you. No, that's not what's happening. That's just what you think might be happening. But you know who they're thinking about? I assure you, themselves, because that is what we all do. We are all really just thinking about ourselves 99% of the time. We're not sitting back and going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that girl sent me a message or is doing this multi-level marketing. No, they're reading your message and they're either, if they're checked out, like, no, thank you, they're going to get up and do whatever they were going to do. I'm starving. I got to make dinner. The kids are screaming. I got to get to this appointment, whatever. And they're gone. They're not even giving it a second thought. But what is limiting for us as Plexus ambassadors is sitting in front of our computers for 10 minutes or an hour and talking ourselves out of sending that message because we think that the opposite is happening. We think they're coming down and like creating a huge story in their mind about the type of person that we are. And we just don't want that out there. That is not happening. And if it happens every now and again because you're sending so many messages, who cares? Doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, that girl who made a judgment call on you or that guy is not paying your bills and is not going to be around when you win the prize or don't win the prize. Like, they're not going to give you a free trip. Not happening. So just say, bless and release. Thank you for listening to me. I know it's not right for you right now. See you later, and on to the next person that it is right for. And the same thing goes for picking up your phone and talking to your customers once they've purchased. I know anytime we talk about picking up the phones nowadays, it's kind of old hat, right? Nobody does that. But it's so important because what people do crave, and they crave it in such a big way, you guys, is personability. And when you pick up the phone and talk to somebody, that's what you're giving them. And it feels so good. So while you might think that you're feeling a little tense or apprehensive about doing that, they're not. They're like, most people are happy to get a real life person on the other end of a phone and have a real life conversation. And they're even happier when you start asking them questions, when you show up with curiosity about who they are, what their needs are, and listen intently with the idea of pulling out pieces of their life story that can directly connect to how we can be a problem solver to whatever it is they might be sharing with you. Just like today, when my new customer shared with me all of her life story for the last 5 years, which is absolutely crazy. She's been through so much. And then to be $50,000 in credit card debt at this very moment, it's just painful. It's painful for her. It's painful to listen to anyone being in that situation. And of course, by being able to have that conversation, I was able to offer the opportunity hands down easily, because why wouldn't I? I mean, what a terrible, tragic situation she's in. 5 children, all at home, trying to care for them on a $60,000 a year income. And a husband who lost his job. They moved to another location. That didn't work out. Now they moved to this location. And so all this moving around, highly expensive on one salary, raising 5 kids. And yes, she needs Plexus in every single way. So if I had sat there and thought, well, what's she going to think? I've never met this woman before. I've never talked to her before today. If I bring this up to her, what is she going to think? She's going to think, oh, here we go. I'm agreed to buy the products. Now she's going to push the opportunity. Heck no. And you know what? When I show up knowing that I'm here to serve her and to solve her problem, I can speak to her from that very relaxed place of how can I serve you? And listen, you need to hear my story because this is going to be super helpful to you. You all have a story too. Every one of you has earned an income through this company, even if it's only a couple $100, even if it's less than $100. It doesn't matter. It has served you well since you have been working the business and sharing. So you have a story. Share that with the people that you know and think about it from a place of servanthood versus, okay, I have to talk to them and try and get them to share. Um, I have to make sure that they know that we have a link and they can share the products and they're going to make over $100, over $200 if they get 3 friends. All of that stuff is not what comes natural to you or me in talking to people. It's our story that comes natural. Um, it's asking those questions from a heart of caring, right? In order to pull from them, like, what is going on with your life? How can I serve? How can I make that connection? And then offering up that connection for them, using your story, using my story, using somebody's story to say, listen, this has been an amazing solution to so many people. And it could be that for you too. All you have to do is open up and ask a few friends if they want to have these health changes too. Now, at the end of today's conversation with my new customer, by the way, I actually did come to that place because I left her with like, I want you to look at this video. I gave her a few tools to look at and the testimonials. I'm mostly having her focus on the testimonials because I want you to look at the testimonials. This is what I said. And just dig in, spend some time, do a query on various medical issues. You're going to find out that your mind's going to be blown with what these products can do. And as you're reading those testimonials, you're going to think of lots of friends that this could help. So that's not even going to be an issue. Like that's what I told her. I said, look it over and you tell me if this is something for you to give a try. And then when we were leaving, she's telling me about these 5 friends that she got introduced to right when she moved here. And they've all become fast friends. And they're like this little group, right? This little clique. And I just turned to her and I said, see, there's your 3 people right there. You just go and have your meetups because they do these meetups. I said, you have a meetup and you say to the girls, I don't know if you're feeling the way I am, but I have been miserable for about 5 years now. I struggle with this, and this. And if you're struggling with something, you should maybe think about doing what I've just decided to do, which is to get my gut right. And I'm starting on these products because a friend of mine has been using them for years and she raves about them. So I just got started this week. I would love for some of you to do this with me, accountability partners, etc. And she said at the end, oh, no, 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 no. I already know all 5 of them are struggling. They've all told me a laundry list of things they're struggling with. Of course they have, right? We know they are. So I said, okay, well, there you go. You can say that to them, right? See if they want to find out the information. She's like, oh, yeah, I could totally do that. I gave her what it looked like to share, right? I told her, this is all you're going to say to them. It's as easy as anything else you would bring up in conversation because you're just being you. Hey, this is what my life is like right now. This sucked. I found this product through a friend. She's doing great. I hopped on board. Man, I would love for you guys to do this with me. By giving that information to your people, you help them to see like, oh, yes, I actually can do that. Okay. And before I did that, I connected her need to our solution to solve that monetary problem, like all the things. That's what you guys are capable of doing too. And this is what it takes to win in this company. But it all starts with belief, deep, deep belief in yourself. If you can just knock that dang fear and skepticism off the wall for the next 4 months. Just say, I'm going to let go of it for 4 months. I'm not going to be skeptical of myself, my products, or my company. I am all in. I am going to win this cruise. And that is that. Definitive decision making. Getting your whiteboard out, putting the cruise on the whiteboard, breaking down the points, which I can provide to you, or we already have provided to us in that link that I dropped last night. Breaking it all down, your plan for how you're going to get there, committing to sharing every day, committing to going live, another scary, uncomfortable thing that most people hate to do, but it's what works to get you what you want. So committing to going live on your newsfeed and in your stories, and being bold about messaging everyone. Who cares? If they say no, say, hey, do you happen to know anyone who's struggling with some sort of major health issue is trying to have some weight loss, I would love a referral. Like that kind of level of boldness, not stopping, not shutting down when someone says no, not shutting down when someone says ghosts you. If you've struggled with sending out messages so far, I want you to ask yourself how many you've sent, because most people, when they come to me and say that, they send 10 or 20, maybe even 30, and they get ghosted by all of them and they're done. They don't send another message. But what you don't know is if you keep going and you keep going and you follow up with those other people in a different way, of course, but you keep following up and you keep touching base and you keep dripping, those no's and ghosts turn into yeses. And if you keep moving on, the more messages you send, the more yeses you get. So don't let those things get in your way. And when you have a belief system of absolutely no matter what, that won't happen anyway. You won't even give it a second thought, because the only thing you can see in your mind is Punta Cana, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, whatever it is you're going after. That's what you can see. And when you get a no, it doesn't hit you personally. It hits you like, okay, next. All right. Now, my last challenge for you guys is I want you to go through the people that you have on your teams right now, and every person that you sign from this point forward, especially in the month of September. I want to challenge you with having a conversation with them about going to Punta Cana with you. If you can find a power partner, I know some of you have it in your uplines already, but find one in your downline who wants to win this trip to Punta Cana. It's going to feel amazing to work together. This is going to be so much fun. And how do you do that? It's not by saying, hey, do you want to share on Facebook and try to win this prize? No, it's, hey, girl, I'm going to Punta Cana in February. Come hell or high water, I'm going to get there. It's free. Who gets a free trip to this exclusive, all-inclusive resort? Like, that's so rare. And oh my gosh, we could have so much fun together. We can get bikini ready with our products. We can look smoking, and we can be walking the beaches of Punta Cana in February. Please do this with me. I promise you, I will hold your hand the whole way. I will be there for you when you muck something up. I'll help you fix it. We're going to make this happen. We just have to follow a simple process. Dive in with me. Try it out. Let's just step in and go for it. Actually, leave out the trying out, because we don't want to try. We want to go for it. Okay. But just to give you an example, you can do this. You can pick up the phone, have lunch with your downline, your friends, and inspire them to do this with you, to be in Punta Cana. If you do that with every single person you sign in September and everyone on your team, there is a good chance you'll find somebody who says yes. Then go on your Facebook stories, go on your news feed, and post those same similar posts. I'm going to Punta Cana. I just want one person who wants to get there with me, because we will have an absolute blast. Whatever it is you want to put out there. Same with a video, by the way, going live on your Facebook stories, right? Put those backgrounds in, find a really cool palm tree background and get on a video and go live and post that sucker up to your stories and see who wants to do this with you. Like, those are the things that most people will sit back and put up barriers and resistance to when they haven't made the decision that I am in complete belief of who I am, what I'm doing, my products, and where I'm going. Okay. So I'm hoping everyone watches this video. When you get done, say, I'm in, if you are in for these challenges and for believing in yourself 100% and being in Punta Cana in February, not hoping, but being there. All right. Let me know.